Hello and welcome to my live. If you're watching on the replay, thank you so much. We're just getting started. There's nobody here yet in the live. I'm always going to start my lives, the ones I'm doing by myself. I'm going to start off by just doing some skincare, taking off my makeup for the day, and then, wait for some people to show up. Hey, Carla, how you doing? I'm just going to take off my makeup, wait for people to show up, get some chit chat going. I'm finishing up my little after work snack here. Just some peanuts and cranberries. And then I got some palettes that I want to talk about. The palettes that I used up in, I didn't use up, but that's good. I'm doing good. Just the palettes that I used in the month of June. And I tell y'all about a new project that I'm going to be starting, that I've already started for this month. Hey, Christine. First time I'm hearing from you today. How has your day been? Oh, it finally feels good to take off the makeup after a long day. Although I know it's only 4 o'clock where I am, but it's my day starts early. Trying to paint your nails. Okay. I was supposed to get my nails done this last Saturday, but I ended up canceling the appointment because I spent my money on other stuff. So I'm gonna have to let them grow out another week. Are you doing 4th of July nails? I was gonna do red, white. I was gonna have them do red, white, and blue ombre nails too. I just decided, I was, yeah, I decided, number one, I wanted to spend the money on something else. And number two, I really like this color. So I'm gonna keep it another week. So I've got 27 palettes that I used this month. One of them I can't find. I used it earlier on in the month and I can't find it anywhere. Hmm. Unless I dropped it on the ground somewhere. And it might be, I don't know. I don't know where it went. It's one of my Nomad palettes too. But I'll talk about it anyway because I have a lot to say about it. I ordered that. Hey there, how you doing? you've had a few palettes go to Never Never Land for a bit. Yeah, I'm sure it'll turn up. But let's see. I'm going to start a new series. I'll still be doing the palettes every month and at the end of the month, but I'm going to try a series of called Palette 365, where I'm going to try to do a different palette every day for the every day of the year. And I don't have 365 palettes, so this might be a challenge. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to try. I do acquire quite a few palettes during the year. I do have close to 300 palettes. Yeah. So I don't know. I might, I will be decluttering a lot throughout the year. Now my hair does not want to stay up in this clip. I will be decluttering a lot throughout the year. And if I can get to that goal, I'm going to donate $365 to a charity of my choice. Hey, Amy, how you doing? I don't know what charity yet, though. So I've already started today with one palette. So I'll check in every month with 30, 31 palettes, 28, whatever palettes, however many palettes are, however many days are in the month, that's how many palettes I'm going to use. And then we shall see how this goes. Like I said, I started off today with the Violet Voss Sun-Kissed Summer palette. I'm not going to be doing a day-by-day check-in or anything like that. I'll just be doing a monthly check-in with the palette reviews. You're doing very good today. It's been a day with little pain. That's good. That's good, Amy. It's good to hear. It's good to hear that everybody's having a good day so far. I'm glad everybody's having a good first day of the month. Anybody have any 4th of July plans? I really don't. I have to work on July 4th. Or did anybody do anything this past weekend for the holiday? Staying home this year? Okay. I don't think we're doing anything. I don't think. I don't stay up late enough anymore. Yeah, you feel good enough to want to go see them this year? That's good. It's just really way too hot where I am to like go out to do any kind of like outdoor activities like barbecuing or anything like that. If we go see them, we'll be staying in the car. Well, that's good. Where you live, you can see the fireworks. That used to be the case where I used to live. We could kind of see them from our backyard, but not where I am right now. You don't stay up late either, but you might take a nap. Oh, okay. You're going to a barbecue and you're staying home. You because our little town gets crazy. Yeah, you don't like the fireworks, do you? Yeah, you should invest in some of those, Christine. I have some that I use for work because where I work is really loud. Oh my gosh, yes. When I was little, we went to a Texas Rangers baseball game, and they did a fireworks display, and we were at like this was at the old stadium, and we were like at the very top of the stadium, and we could they had the fireworks and the debris was falling on us. I was like, I was little, I didn't understand what was what was going on. Like, why is this stuff falling on us? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna put on some eye cream. Do I have any? No, yeah, here it is. That's what scares you. You'll have to be far, far away now. Yeah, they have these big elaborate firework displays here around where I live, and we make sure to be far away, like in a park somewhere watching far away, because the crowds just I don't do crowds. The crowds are what scares me more than the noise and the falling debris. Okay, let's see. Let's put on some lip gloss. Whoa, talk. Okay, let's talk about some palettes. Y'all can talk amongst yourselves as well. Let me get the first round of palettes. Okay, so these are the palettes that I used in June 2024, of course, June 2024, and I'm ranking them from my least favorite to my most favorite. And just because it's at the bottom of the list doesn't mean it's a bad palette. It just means that it just wasn't my, it just wasn't, because if I have really bad palettes, I declutter them. But I think I might declutter this number 27 one. And it's the Wander Beauty. Thank you very much. It's the Wander Beauty Wondrous Escape palette. I think I got this from Ipsy or BoxyCharm. I've had it for a while. It's just it's just not very pigmented anymore. And the colors are kind of the same in it. And I don't use that blue. Does anybody have this palette? I don't know. I don't. The shimmers aren't really that great anymore. I don't think I'm gonna swatch anything, but I'm running. I'm kind of running out of um makeup wipes. But I don't know. I'm not really into this palette much anymore. It's just not giving. It's just not giving anymore. But it's the no. I really don't. But I mean, if you see it, it's called the Wander Beauty Wondrous Escape Palette. I don't know if they still have it on Ipsy or whatever, but that's where I found it. The next one I do like, and it is, I found this at TJ Maxx. It's from Give Beauty. It's called I See in Color. It's just a girl, but it's just kind of plain palette. It's just kind of a plain um, quad. Quad. It's got two mattes and two shimmers. Yeah, you don't have it, but you don't think you like it. It's kind of a boring palette, really. But like with this, I like this kind of a boring, but I wish it was three mattes in one shimmer. But I can make this work. And I really like travel palettes a lot. Like a little palettes you can take, because I've been taking more and more like little trips here and there to places. And so I like little palettes that I can take with me. It's so low because it's just real basic. But yep, I have that one that I have. And, I compared this with like my single shadows that I keep over here too. The next one, number 25. No, okay, I forgot. Number 27, and then the 26 was the Nomad palette. It's the Ghost Town USA palette, which is very fitting because that's the one that's missing, is the Ghost Town palette. Ghost Town USA. Because I love Nomad palettes, but that one is probably one of my least favorite ones. And that's because it's very, I love the concept. Don't get me wrong, I love the concept of that one, but it's very, very dusty. The colors are very, very muted and dusty. The shimmers in it are great. I love the shimmers in it. That's the one thing that saves that palette is the shimmers in that palette. But the mattes are very dusty and they get muddy really easily, at least in my case. That's been my case with the Nomad Ghost Town USA palette. Other people may have had different experiences, but I don't know. That's my. I'm glad I have it because I like to collect Nomad palettes. Like I said, I love the theming of it and everything like that. I like that it's a Halloween palette. I like the names in it, of the shades in it and everything. But I can't really mix different colors. You kind of have to stay in the same color category. And even then, it's just really, really dusty is the only word I can think of to describe those colors. So it goes Wonder Beauty, then the Nomad Ghost Town palette, then the Give Beauty, just a girl palette. And then for number 24, I've got the ColourPop Bare Necessities palette, which I just got this from a sale from ColourPop Cosmetics. This one is just an okay palette. It's just really kind of boring. I would rather this one. I like the Jeffree Star Orgy palette a lot better. Although that one is just mattes. This one is mattes and shimmers, but the shimmers aren't that great in this palette. The shimmers aren't that great. I'd rather just use the Jeffree Star Orgy palette because it's warm browns too. I'd rather just use the Orgy palette and then just not use shimmers or use one of my Super Shock shadows, which is a lot better than these shimmers. So, but now that I have this, I will use it. It's, but I mean, does anybody have any of these palettes? What do you think? Anybody? Anything? It's a fine palette. I just, I don't see what the hype is of this palette. Because I've seen some influencers really hype up this palette, and I just don't see what all is so great about this. It's just like warm neutrals with some really subpar shimmers in it. That's all I'm saying. The next one I have is this. You do have the Jeffree Star one, Christine. You want to try the new palettes that Morphe came out with just recently? I do have the Morphe Gilded Desert one, and I think that one is better than the Bare Necessities one. You have the Orgy as well and have tons of shimmers like that as well. Yeah, it's pretty, but yeah, I'd say like stick to the Orgy palette and just do a matte look or just use like single shimmers. The next one I have is just like a $1.88 palette that I got from Shop Messe. I mean, it's really cute and it's a really good palette for the price. It's called the Cherry Blossom. It's an 8-color palette. I have some 8-color palettes and some 9-color palettes. This one's called the Hana palette, and it's just a really cute palette. I mean, it's it's just as good a quality as like the any of your any of your more expensive brand palettes. It maybe the pigment is a little lighter. Yeah, it's really cute. The pigment's a little lighter and you get a little bit less you know, in the pans, less in the pans, but it's a really cute travel palette. And I really like that a lot. It's just there's other things I like better, like these two palettes. It is a very pretty palette, but I do like my Natasha Denona little travel palettes, little mini palettes. And the first one I have is the bronze palette. This one makes a really pretty look. It's yeah, like I said, it's the bronze palette, right? Right. And this one I like because it has 4 mattes and just 1 shimmer. That's why I like this one. It makes a beautiful summer look. Great summer look with that one. And then I have the Sunset palette, which has it has 3 shimmers. I like this one less. Well, okay, switch these. I like this one. I like this one, and then this one comes. I like this one less, and then this one. Okay, so let's switch those. This one has 2 mattes, which I would rather one of these like this shimmer. I'd rather this shimmer be a darker matte. So we have a light matte, a mid-tone matte, and a dark matte. And then these two, I love this shimmer right here. And then we have this. This is the Sunset palette. So then when you do that, we have like a dark maroon. Have like a dark, that would be right. That would be good. A dark maroon matte color. That would be cool. So we do that. Yeah, they should hire me to design their palettes. Okay, and then I got this from Ipsy. It is number, no, I forgot a palette. The next palette is this Tarte Man Eater Nightfall. It's a really pretty palette. It's just not as pigmented as my other palettes. And you would think Tarte would have, you'd think these colors are real pigmented, but they're not. They are a little dusty, but they do make really pretty looks. They do make pretty looks. I just wish it was as these colors were as deep on the eyes as they show up on the in the pans. You know, like a Jeffree Star color. If it's this color in the pan, it's going to be that color on your eye. But that's not really how it works with Tartes. And that's just a little disappointing. But they make really pretty looks. It really does. It's a really nice color story. And I love this color right here, this mint color. That's a really nice shimmer right there. The shimmers are great in this palette. I love the shimmers in this palette. This is the Man Eater Nightfall. Nightfall. They have a Man Eater After Dark, but this is the Man Eater Nightfall. But there's a Tarte palette I have that I like even better than this one. That's a lot more pigmented. The next, which is number 19, I got from Ipsy. Okay, Carla. And this is the Mystic Romance palette. This is a nice berry palette. It makes nice berry looks. And I used this one, and I didn't really play with the shimmers that much. So I'll have to play with this again. The only shimmer I used was this one right here. This one called Euphoria. And I tried to use this one in my inner eye, but it would my inner corner highlight, but it didn't really work out very well. This one's Starry, but the only one I really got a good sense for was this Euphoria one. So I used the colors Rose here, and then I think I used Temptress, right here, and I think I used this color right here, which is called Haze. And I think I used a little bit of Mystic, this black here too. So I've only used this one once. So most of these others I've used several times. Well, not, I mean, most of the others I've talked about already. I've used several times. But I want to use this some more and use more of the shimmers in it. So this could potentially rank higher um, next time I use it. So we shall see about that. Okay, and the next palette is actually an older palette that I have. One when I was starting to get into makeup and I was looking for palettes that I wanted to buy. I wanted something with some color in it, and I thought, one of the first palettes I ever bought was the Naked palette. So I thought, well, maybe I'll buy another Naked palette. So I bought the Naked Heat palette. And so I pulled this one out and thought, well, I bought this because I was like, well, that's about as much color as I want to play with at the time. And because I wasn't really into a lot of color, this was like, to me, this was a colorful palette. And so I got this, and yeah, I still really like it. It still works really well. Makes a nice fiery kind of look. And yeah, it still holds up. We're in palettes that I really like now. So it still holds up. It's just there's just palettes that I like better than this one, but this one still holds up really well. It's a nice palette. And like I said, I've had it for several years now. So still a nice looking palette. Yeah, very cute packaging. Okay, now we're gonna get into some smaller packaging. First, I've got three REM by Ariana Grande palettes. The first one is they all look like this. Oh, hey David, how you doing? They all look like this. This one is called Smitten Kitten, and they all are 6-pan palettes. This one is probably the one that I would rate in third place of the three. And it looks like this, and it makes a more neutral looking look. This one has, yeah, three shimmers, or they're more like satins. They're not like metallic shimmers. The real understated shimmers, and three mattes, and it makes a really nice work appropriate look. So I really like this one. This one's a really nice palette. And then the next one we have is Midnight Snack. Yes, these are really nice. This one is Midnight Snack. This one makes a nice evening look. It has the blue and silver. There's just something about blue and silver that I really like together. This reminds me of the Hershey's Cookies and Cream palette that I have too. This one has three shimmers and three mattes as well. So I got this one, and it made a really cute look. And then we have the Groovy Baby one, which is the one I like the most, which has the purple in it, of course, the purple and the maroon in it, which I really like. So this one you can only find on the website. This one isn't on Ulta for some reason. I don't know why. But this one has four shimmers and two mattes, but I use this one like a matte because the shimmers are so much like like the mattes because they're not so metallic. They're more satiny. So you can kind of use the shimmers like they're mattes. So I like this one a lot. I like them all. But I like this one and the Smitten Kitten to kind of make daytime looks, and I like that Midnight Snack one to make like a nighttime look. So those are all really cute. I'm gonna put them in my holder over here. And then I have another AOA palette, another like travel palette that I got from Shop Miss A. And it is it's another from the Cherry Blossom series, but this is a 9-pan palette, and it's called the Hirosaki palette. And out of the series, this one had the most color, had purples and a blue in it, which I thought, and this one is more pigmented than the other ones are. So I thought that one was really cute. And it has this color here, which is a white shimmer, which makes a really nice inner corner highlight. So I thought, and it had this nice dark color. Not all of them had dark colors in it, because yeah, I thought this one was really cute. Out of the four color stories that they had, I thought this one was the cutest one. So they had like 4 different 9-pan palettes and 4 different 8-pan palettes. I went ahead and bought them all because they were only $1.88 each. But this one is probably my favorite out of the 9-pan. Yeah, thank you. I thought so too. This is my favorite out of the 9-pan palettes. Okay, so another find that I got from TJ Maxx was from Taste Beauty. And this is the Winnie the Pooh 12 eyeshadow palette. And, you know, I was complaining about boring color stories earlier, but I really like gold and brown together. Really like yellows and golds and browns together a lot. So that's why I picked up this palette. It was only, well, I took the tag off, but it was only like $7.99, I think. And I was like, well, I'll try it. And that Give Beauty one was only like $6.99 when it like retails for $25, $26, $27, something like that. But at TJ Maxx, you get it for a really good price. And I thought, well, I'll try this brand, which is really good quality, really good quality. Yeah, Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, and it matches the store. It matches Winnie the Pooh too. That's what I liked about that. It's not just some random, like, you know, sometimes they make color stories, you're like, that has nothing to do with the characters. This one makes you think of Winnie the Pooh. So I like that. And then something I got from another nice little travel palette. I got this from an Ipsy icon box. This is from Pat McGrath Labs. This is the Eternal Eden palette. We're at number 12. We're getting close to the top 10. And this is, I love pinks, so that's why I love this one. And this one is 2 shimmers and 2 2 shimmers and 2 mattes. And this makes a beautiful look. And I would prefer 3 mattes and 1 shimmer, but for some reason this just looks perfect together. This just makes the perfect pink look. I don't know. They say Pat McGrath is obsessed with pinks, but I'm kind of obsessed with pinks too. You left Ipsy? Well, I keep saying I'm gonna leave Ipsy, but I just can't. I don't know. They've got me in a chokehold. I can't leave Ipsy. Yeah, this is when Pat McGrath was the curator of the Icon box. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting a Pat McGrath palette. I was so happy. Okay, the next one is an oldie but a goodie. I think a lot of us might have this one or has had this one at some point. We got it from Ipsy. Was the Ace Beauté vintage floral palette, or we have at least seen it a million times on people's channels. And this one, I just love the different colors. You left Ipsy and they let you shop and they still send you emails all the time. Yeah, I bet they still send you emails all the time. They don't want you to go. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm just burping. But this one is this is Ace Beauté vintage, floral vintage, floral vintage, and this just makes some really pretty spring and summer looks. It just really does. Yeah, that's one reason why I'm still with Ipsy. I I don't know. I'm afraid to leave Ipsy. I'm afraid they won't let me keep shopping if I leave them. I'm afraid I won't get the I'm afraid I won't get that privilege. Hey Shelly, how you doing? You had a good day today? And then when ColourPop had that sale and I bought that Bare Necessities palette, I also bought the Precious Metals palette. You've been gone for a year and they're still letting you shop in their sales? You still get to shop too, Amy? I still get their glam bag and their wow. They won't let you shop because they won't let you shop, Shelly? Well, that doesn't seem very fair. Yeah. That's why I'm afraid to stop getting at least the glam bag. I do get the icon box, but I get the glam bag every month. I don't get the BoxyCharm by Ipsy anymore because that's just not. I don't like. I don't know. I just don't do that anymore. You're not worthy. Oh no. Yes, you are. Speaking of, I found out what's in my Ipsy bags. You know they are cheating us out of an Ipsy bag this month. They're giving us that stupid refreshments bag as an Ipsy bag this month. They're not giving us an original looking bag. I'm like, y'all are such slackers. They're still working on you. Yes, they have. I've been around and around with Ipsy so many times. You may or may not have pissed them off. I feel like there's a story behind that. Not Shelly pissing Ipsy off. You might have to tell us about that. Okay, when I bought the ColourPop palette, I also bought the Precious Metals palette, which is a very, very nice palette. This one is definitely better than the Bare Necessities palette. And oh, they send you stuff for oily skin and yours dries out. You know, they do tend to do that. They do not read. They do not they do not read your profile. I do not even know why they have us fill that out. Yeah. Well, you know what? If you have I'll tell you what, if you have the Stone Cold Fox and the Smoking Hot palette, you don't need this palette. But if you don't have either of those palettes, OG BoxyCharm was better. If you don't have either of those palettes, then this palette will be great for you. But I have the Stone Cold Fox palette and the Smoking Hot palette, and I feel like this is just those two palettes put together. But it's an amazing palette. It is. It really is. It is really cool palette. It has cool tones and it has warm tones, just like Stone Cold Fox and Smoking Hot. You don't have either one, then you're gonna love this palette. Wait till they have a 30 or 40% off sale and then go get it. Or wait for somebody to get it for you. But I love the packaging on it too. And I wrote down vintage metals. I don't know why I wrote down vintage metal. That's precious metals. Okay, that was number 10. Stop teasing you. Okay, at number 9, I bought this a couple years ago. This is the Sweet Cravings from Tarte. This is the Tarte palette. This is my favorite Tarte palette, but mainly because it looks like a box of chocolates, but also because it just really has the pigmentation that Nightfall palette doesn't have. I don't have, does it? I don't want to lie, so I'm trying to think hard. I think those are the only two Tarte palettes that I own, is this palette and the Nightfall palette. The Nightfall palette is nice, but the pigmentation really isn't there. This has the pigmentation in it. You don't have any Tarte anything? Yeah. It came out it came out for holiday season a couple years ago, and I think they still have it. I think Ulta still has it on their website. It is so cute. It looks like a box of freaking chocolates. And it's not just the packaging, it really is a good palette. The shimmers really shimmer. And the mattes are really good too. But it's really cute, and I think, it's the good Tarte formula. Okay, I used this in a Get Ready With Me for Work yesterday. It is the Chucky palette from Glenlight, and I swatched this last week. Yeah, you're so behind. Okay, you're getting that one. Thomas shopping to shop one. Oh, you're getting that one shopping day. Okay. This one, I swatched it and I wasn't that impressed, but it really is not that bad of a palette. It made a really nice look. So, you never know with Glam Life. You just never really know. I will give them that. I've been pleasantly surprised with Glam Life, and I just love their palette, their presentation. That is scary. Scary. Okay, I'll put it away. Hey, Joe. Though that Chucky palette was really, really not that bad. I would give it that. Um, I can't wait to play with it again. Okay, and then for number 7, I will give it to this Cosmic Brushes Delicious Delights, which I used in a Tuesday night makeup club. And this one was a lot of fun to play with. The first time I used Cosmic Brushes, I wasn't, it was the Serenity palette, and I was not that impressed with it. But then I gave it a second chance. And, as long as you don't, okay, that's good to know, Christine. I'm glad you're still here. If you don't try to, um, blend it out too much. If you don't try to blend it out too much, then it is really a nice pop. Yes, it's really a great formula. Just don't overblend it. And so I have this and the Serenity palette, but this one was really nice. Oh, FYI, there's not going to be a Tuesday night makeup club tomorrow night, but we will try as hard as we can to convene next Tuesday. So just letting y'all know, we just had just couldn't get our schedules together. So that is the news for tomorrow. Okay. Then for number 6, an oldie but a goodie is the BH Cosmetics Blueberry Muffin Palette. I love doing blue eye looks when I can with my brown eyes. I think everybody that has brown eyes should at least try a blue look at least once to see how it goes. I know blue can be a scary color, but I think blue looks look good on just about everybody, especially brown-eyed people though. So if you have brown eyes and you've never tried a blue look, I think you should definitely try it out. Yeah, you've been feeling your best, so you're kind of sad but happy that Tuesdays, and yeah, that's that's good. I think we still need some time before we do our Instagram looks. So this is a good palette. The BH, what are they called? Brunch series. The brunch series was really a good series that BH Cosmetics did. And this one's a few years old, but it's still running strong, still going strong. And then I have a dupe palette. This is the Mirage palette from Alter Ego. I know, yes, we want to feel our best when we're doing our makeup, that's for sure, Leisha, especially when we're going to be doing big looks like we're thinking about doing, especially with Tuesday Night Makeup Club when we do the kind of looks that we do. I think this was a dupe of the a Huda Beauty palette. Yeah, Carla, it's a Huda Beauty palette. Not It was the Empowered palette, I think. I think it was a dupe for the Empowered palette, which a lot of people returned the original Empowered palette. Am I right in this, Carla? Thinking that this was the Empowered palette? I think, but this palette's really good. The only thing I wish is that they didn't have these two cream, that I didn't have they didn't have these two cream shadows here. I don't think they really needed them. I think they had them for a base for some of these shimmers, but I don't think these shimmers really needed a base color. So I wish these creams were like some other mattes or something. But that's the only thing I wish with this palette. But it makes some really good looks, and there's like a couple of there's a couple of duochromes in here that are really neat that I like with this palette. So that's why I rated this one so high, because it just the look I made with it was really, really, really nice. I liked this one. Okay, we are getting up to the final four. We actually have a Huda Beauty palette. And this, if y'all don't know, let me inform you that during um, Black Friday, Huda Beauty does a really good Black Friday sale. And that's when I bought this. This is the Naughty Nude palette, which, if you don't mind not buying the newest and greatest and latest stuff, Huda Beauty put sorry, I was blurry there for a minute. She puts some of her stuff for up to 80% off. on her website during her Black Friday sales. And like I said, it's not going to be her newest and latest and greatest stuff, but if you don't mind buying some of her older stuff, you can get some good stuff for up to 80% off. And this Naughty Nudes palette was a few years old, and I got this for a song, I swear. And so this palette was really pretty. I'm hoping to score the grunge palette for a good price this year on her sale. I'm gonna see how much that was. I think this was like 60% off. But her palettes are like $70+ So yeah. Yeah, I really want the grunge palette. So this one is really pretty. The only thing I don't think belongs is this shade right here. I don't think that shade really belongs, but I mean, that's just me. I tried using this shade in a look that I did with this, in a look that I tried doing with this one, and I really couldn't make it work very well. But that's just me and my aesthetics. My aesthetics trying to make a look. This is a really pretty palette. Again, it's the Naughty Nudes palette. Sorry, I'm burping a lot. Okay. Say what you will about the man behind the brand, but he has, I think, I think he has a really good, a really good eyeshadow formula. If this is the color you see in the pan, that is the color you are going to get on your eyelid. And this is the one I used for my latest collab with the Glam Gals. And I was like, okay, if it's not for the beautiful palettes, I wouldn't have any Huda palettes at all, but it's about the makeup, not the own. Well, it should be anyways. I've tried to rank my palettes before. I just can't. It's so hard. Yeah, it is hard. And I'll use one palette one month and it'll be high up on the list, and I'll use it the next month and I'll be like, this palette is crap, and it'll be at the bottom of the list. So it doesn't make any, it's so subjective. I told the Glam Gal, let's pick a palette that we are afraid of, and let's make a look with that palette. So I had never used this palette before. So I picked this palette and I made a really fun, like, Instagram look, and had a lot of fun with this palette. And it is just so pigmented. But this color story is so crazy. But I wouldn't mind playing with this again. I had a lot of fun with it, but it's so pigmented and so blendable. The formula is just so good. And I know Christine would agree with me on that. But I know he's controversial. Say what you will about the man. Okay, and now we're going to talk about my favorite two palettes from my favorite indie brand. I know I like Nomad a lot, but this brand is probably my favorite my my favorite indie brand, and it is Unearthly Cosmetics. The first palette I have is called Sorceress Smoke. They have some of the best duo and multi-chromes I have tried. I mean, that I have tried. I know that there are better ones out there, but this one is a nice neutral kind of palette, and it has like some neutral multi-chromes and duochromes in it that are just beautiful. And the packaging that it comes with, they send it in some styrofoam. They send it in a box wrapped in styrofoam, and you can just keep it like that and keep it all nice and comfy in its little styrofoam box. They know how to package their palettes for sure. And I mean, it's just really nice thick cardboard. and it's just really pretty palette. And I mean, their formula, I just adored their. Let me. I gotta swatch some of these. I can't not swatch some of these. Let's see here. We've got this transfixed right here. Let me swatch it here. Is that coming through? That's a topper shade. That's a topper shade. Let's do this. Oh, this one right here. Oh, that one is beautiful. Right there. And then this sorceress. Of course, I got it on my pinky right there. You love Unearthly. I still have a lot of their palettes from when they were Alien Cosmetics. Yeah. This is just a beautiful, beautiful neutral palette with some beautiful shimmers in it. And Ritual. Oh, oh my gosh, I just love this palette so much. And then the number one palette I have is their Dreamer palette, which I think came out around Christmas time. And this one is just a beautiful purple palette. Y'all know I love my purples and pinks. And I just absolutely love this palette. I gotta swatch some of these. This one is Tranquil. This is kind of a topper color. And then this one is Dream State. I'm sorry, these are not coming across well on camera, but on the eyelids, they rock it. Okay, that one there is Fantasy. You see this one a lot, but this one, oh my gosh, looks so good on the eyes. Anyway, this one is my number one pick for June, is this palette. And Unearthly does sales all the time. I just picked up a couple of more palettes that were supposed to show up today or tomorrow. I don't know. I picked up the Lore palette and the Fairy Frolics palette. I think the Lore is like one of the palettes they've had for the longest time. But anyway, all those shades. Ah, yes, yummy shades. That's for sure. Mm. And those are my palettes that I used in June, all 27 of them. Like I said earlier, I'm starting a new series called Palette 365, where I'm going to be doing a different palette every day of the year, starting today and ending on June 30th of next year. There may be days, there may be days where I use two palettes and days I use no palettes, but I am going to use 365 palettes, different palettes in a year. And I don't know how I'm going to do it exactly because I don't have 365 palettes as of now, but I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out. I do have about 250 palettes. So we'll see how that goes. And at the end of it, I'm going to donate $365 to a charity of my choice. So we're going to do that. I'm going to check in monthly, kind of like this, either in a live or in an edited video. I'll do that. I'm not going to do daily check-ins. I'm not going to do weekly check-ins. I'm just going to do monthly check-ins where I do these palette reviews. Yeah, maybe I can do that. Borrow palettes from someone, things like that. But yeah, this is my project for the year. So I'm gonna do that. Yeah. Oh, it's okay, Christine. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. It's about dinner time. So thank you all for joining me today. Next time, uh, we will do something else next Monday. We'll have some other kind of fun and frivolity next Monday. And yeah, and I hope y'all I hope you all have a great day and a great week. Okay, goodbye, everybody. All right, y'all take care. Goodbye.